Hey YouTube, it's Lip Balm Queen here. Just want to get on here today and I want to do an updated eyeshadow palette collection. I have recently tried to go through some of my palettes again and see if there's ones that, you know, I don't need in my collection, and then ones that I do want, I wanted to organize them a different way because I've been putting them inside one of them 3-drawer plastic containers. And so I thought, you know, for me to rotate and use these weekly, since I've been doing palette of the week, I wanted to do it where it's more convenient for me to pick up. So the crate that my best friend made me for my birthday, she put a whole bunch of like goodies and stuff in this for my birthday. She made this for me, so I want to store my palettes in this. And it's the one that says Lip Balm Queen. I'm just excited to have this because it's my favorite color, which she knew that when she made it for me. And I just thought it would be really neat to store my palettes in this. So I'm going to try to show you real quick my palettes that I have. I actually own 2 of the Urban Decay Vice palettes. I think this is Vice 3. I do have that as my palette of the week this week. I do have 2 of them. This one here was a gift for my birthday from my one of my friends, and this one has hardly been used, but I really do love this palette. The only reason it has hardly been used is because around the same time my cousin had gave me her palette, her Vice palette she didn't use anymore. She had like a few colors she really liked out of the palette, so she just gave it to me when she was done. So I have this one that's been used, and this is the one that I'm actually using for my palette of the week. I want to use some colors up out of this before I start on the newer one that I have. So I've really been working hard on this one, trying to you know, get some use out of it. So I own 2 of those, and then let's see what else I got in here. Got a ton of palettes here. So this was my palette of the week last week, and this was my Naked 3 palette from Urban Decay. I really love this palette. You can really get some good eye looks out of it, and I just love this. I love the rose gold shades, the warmer shades, like this one here. I just love that one. I think it's so pretty. There's just so many different shades in here that I just absolutely adore. So I definitely want to keep that in my collection because I just love having that as an option. Then I also have the Naked Urban Decay first palette. My friend Zoe gave me this. Y'all know her as Angelica65 on YouTube. She was going through her collection and she realized that this Naked Urban Decay palette was, you know, she had this one for a while, and she was like, I'm going to get a new one anyway, so she didn't want this one to go to waste, so she sent it to me, and I thought it was super sweet of her. This one was definitely loved, but I'm just grateful to have it in my collection because I think these colors are absolutely gorgeous, and I know why everybody has such a fit over the Naked 1 palette because it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at these beautiful shades in here. Aren't they gorgeous? I'll try to swatch 2 of them for you just so you can see the pigmentation on these. This is the color Sidecar and the color Toasted. Those are absolutely gorgeous. I am a huge fan of this palette, and I'm so grateful that she wanted to give this to me. I thought that was super sweet of her because I love that palette. And speaking of the Naked palettes, I do have the Naked Urban Decay Basics palette. I love this palette. This was my very first Urban Decay palette, and I love it so much. I have showed so much love to it. And my favorite 2 colors in this whole palette is the WOS and the Naked 2. And as you can tell, Naked 2 I've already hit pan on. I'm a huge fan of this. This is like my favorite. I love this palette so much. So I definitely kept that in my collection because I don't want that to go anywhere. Then my awesome YouTube sister, Mimi Wallace, she gave me this 2 years ago for my birthday. It is my only MAC palette that I have, and it is the Brooke Shields collection. And I'm going to see if there's a name on this one. Is it called Mortal? I don't know. I can't tell. It just says it on the back. But isn't it beautiful? Let me open it so you can actually see the shades in it. These are perfect for summertime. I love these shades. Let me swatch 2 of them real quick so you can see. Look how gorgeous they are. I love this. This is definitely like a summer palette. I'm very grateful to have that. I love that. Then we have Too Faced Shadows. This right here is the Too Faced chocolate bar. I got this for my birthday 2 years ago. I bought it from a friend for myself for my birthday, and I love this. And I just love the colors in this. There's so many different looks you can do with this palette. It's so beautiful. And of course, two of my favorite shadows in this palette would have to be these two, which would be Candid Violet and the Marzipan. I love these two shades so much. Look how gorgeous they are. Those are two of my favorite out of this palette. I just love them so much. So I'm excited to have that one. That's a really good palette to have in your collection. Then I have the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon. I got this for Mother's Day this year, and I love it. I love the packaging on it. I think this was such a good idea that Too Faced came out with this and had the little hearts in it. I love hearts, and I just love this palette. Beautiful shades. Absolutely gorgeous. I will swatch two real quick of the two that I absolutely adore in this palette. Cotton Candy and Molasses Chip. Let's see if I can swatch it for you. Those two colors are so gorgeous. I'm trying to get it out of the light so much. There you go. Isn't it beautiful? Just love it. And it smells real sweet. The other one smells like chocolate, the Too Faced chocolate bar, and this one smells just really sweet. So I'm a huge fan of that one. And then I have some drugstore palettes that I have purchased. I love. It's the L'Oreal La Palette Nude 1. I love this palette. I actually found this one off of eBay. I did a bid on it because I didn't want to pay 20 bucks or 15 to 20 bucks in the drugstore for it. So I found it. I think I got this for like 7 bucks or something on eBay, and it was just such a good way to get it. These are very pigmented shadows. For a drugstore brand, these are absolutely amazing. I love these. Look how gorgeous. I love these shadows. So I'm a huge fan of that, and I definitely had to have that in my collection because I already had the Nude 2, but I had to definitely get Nude 1 because I love the Nude 2 so much. And there's the Nude 2. And look how beautiful these are. See, these are the more darker browns and stuff, but they are so gorgeous. Look at that. Beautiful. You can do really amazing eye looks with this one. So I'm a big fan of that. And then I have an Ulta palette. This came in the spring box they did last spring of 2014. Oh no, 2015. Or I said 2014. 2015. And this came in a set, but this is a really good palette. I will swatch a few. Let me get a makeup wipe real quick and I'll wipe off this old swatch so I can swatch some colors for you. This one's a really nice palette. I love it. It's got some really pretty colors in it. I love these two shades in that. It's gorgeous. And they are a little, not bad, like mainly they're buttery feeling, but you know, sometimes you're always going to have some kind of fallout, but these are good. It's a good palette to have, and I really love this one. I don't even think it has a name. It just was in the spring travel box they did, that you could purchase for like $19 or something. Then I have an e.l.f. Jasmine Disney face palette. And I have not used this yet, but I have it in my collection, so I'm going to do this in a Palette of the Week upcoming video. It has blushes and bronzers and lip colors in it. And I cannot wait to start actually using this. I actually, when I've done this rotation, like in this box like I'm doing now, it made it a lot easier for me to find exactly what I have in my collection. So BH Cosmetics Forever Smoky. Love this palette. Do not like the fact that it has lip colors in it, just because I just don't want to take a chance with getting leftover shadow in my lip color, but it is a good palette. It has a highlighter in the middle. It has 6 smoky shadows. It has 2 lip colors underneath the bronzer and blush. And it's just a beautiful palette. And the mirror is really big. I'm trying not to blind you, but it is a big mirror, and that makes it really nice. And it's real compact, so you can take it for travel if you wanted to. So that's a really nice palette. I purchased that off BH Cosmetics. I love BH Cosmetics. Alright, and then I have a Sephora Gem and the Holograms palette, and I love this palette so much, guys. This is a beautiful palette. I love Gem and the Holograms, and I love the 80s theme they have going here. I love 80s. I'm an 80s baby, so of course I'm going to love this. This is a beautiful palette. I will swatch 2 of the colors from this palette so you can see how pigmented it is. Look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that beautiful? Definitely love this palette. I'm actually planning on rotating that pretty soon so that can be another palette of my week because I love this palette so much. But I love that. Glad it's in my collection. Then I have another BH Cosmetic palette, and this is the Take Me to Brazil. This is a really good palette if you really need some bright colors in your collection. You can do some amazing eye looks with this. And you do have a huge like white and black shade down below. And the colors are just absolutely gorgeous. I love having these in my collection. Because you never know when you're going to need like a really bright eye look for something, you know. So it's nice to have this option. This is a really nice palette. And it was not really expensive on the website. So I don't know if you can still get on the website. You'll have to look on bhcosmetics.com. But I really love that palette. And then I also have Eyes on the 80s from BH Cosmetic. Like I said, I'm an 80s baby. So I love 80s colors. I actually got this as a gift from a friend, and this is just a gorgeous palette. Look at them 2 shades. They're just absolutely gorgeous. It definitely screams out 80s. Like, there's no doubt about that. And I love having it. It's beautiful. And then we have another BH Cosmetic palette, and this is the Party Girl palette After Hours. This is really nice to have like around the holiday season because it's like there's so many bright colors in it. You could do such bold looks. And I use it for 4th of July a lot because it has the red, white, and blue in it that I like. And they're just really beautiful. I think I used, what color was it? Yeah, I did the red, white, and blue for 4th of July. Now this is not a very like, some of the matte shades are very, very, very light, so they're not as pigmented as the shimmery ones. So you definitely need to use a primer, but it really does give you a beautiful eye look if you use your primer or a base. But it's gorgeous, and I love this palette. Definitely love having it in my collection. So many different eye looks you can do with that. Alright, and now, I think this is my last BH Cosmetic palette. And this is my favorite out of every one that I owned, and it's the Missy Lynn palette. I love this palette so much. This was the palette I wasn't sure about when I first ordered it because I didn't know how well it was going to be. But now that I have it, I absolutely adore it. There is a downfall to the palette. I mean, I might as well just go ahead and tell you guys, right? The palette, the packaging's amazing. I love it. But the one thing that I've noticed I don't like about it is once you get past the top layer of the shadow, it starts getting this weird bumpiness to it. And as you can see, this brown shade right here, is starting to get like a bumpiness to it. Do you see it? I don't know what that is and why it does that. But those 2 are the ones that are really getting like the bumpiest. I guess because I use them too a lot. But they're very, very nice shadows. Don't get me wrong. I love this palette. I would never let it out of my sight because this is such a beautiful palette. But I do think, see, those are beautiful. I do think it is kind of odd that it gets this weird bumpiness to it. But other than that, I love the palette and it'll definitely stay in my collection. And not to mention it has 2 amazing highlighters down below. They're baked highlighters. Look at that. That's one swipe. That's not even no primer or anything. Look how gorgeous that is. You could use these as shadows or as, if you did it really light, you could maybe do it as a bronzer or you could definitely do it as a highlight, no doubt. So, love this palette. So glad I have it. I get over the fact that there's a bumpiness to the shadows after you get a certain amount of shadow used. But, that is one of the things I did want to mention in my video because it does do that. I don't know why, but I love this palette. Then we have my Urban Decay Ammo palette. I love this palette. It's just so cute. Love this palette. And I just love Urban Decay shadows. You can't get me away from them. I just absolutely love them. Then I have an Urban Decay Pulp Fiction palette. I'll show it to you real fast. Just love this. Very beautiful, very pigmented. Love this whole idea of this palette. And it's like a collector's edition because, you know, it's like from the movie and everything. How you get the Mia Wallace look. Just love it. Alright. Now we have Smashbox on the Rocks palette. I got this around the holidays. What was it, last year or the year before? I absolutely love this. This is a really pretty palette, but I want to show more love to it because I haven't showed as much love as I want to. Then I have a Fergie Tin Shadow palette collection. This one's in Paris Runway. Beautiful Wet n Wild palette. Then two more Wet n Wild palettes I will never get rid of is this one here. I just love these top shadows up here. They're so shimmery. I got this from Dollar Tree like forever ago. And then I got this one from CVS. It's the Comfort Zone palette. I think everybody has this collection. This is such a beautiful palette. And you can get it from the drugstore. It's not expensive. I think the most I paid was like $5 and some change for this. It's just amazing, the pigmentation on it. Then I have the Balm Trio Smoke Balm palette. Love these colors. Beautiful palette. I just love it. And then I have a single in Meet Matrimony I got in my Ipsy bag. Beautiful color. Then I have the Maybelline palettes. This one's my favorite out of them all, but I have the Blush Nudes. This one's my absolute favorite. I have the Rock Nudes. I have just the Nudes. I have the Smokes. And I have the Brights. Then I have this Sephora palette. This is my very first palette. And this is the Black Magic Makeup palette from Sephora. It says Sephora on the side here. And it just looks like this. And it has a mirror up top. Then I have a Calvin Klein Quad. It's in denim is what it's called. It's really pretty. You have two matte shadows and two shimmery. Then we have the Smoked Urban Decay palette. I love it. I'm trying to keep on the time. I don't want to run over in minutes. Beautiful shades. Love this palette so much. It's such a beautiful palette. I definitely want to show more love to it. I'm glad I have it in my rotation to use. And then my friend Zoe, she gave me this also, the Angelica 65 one I just told you about. She gave me this palette. This is one she was going to repurchase and get a new one, so she gave me her older one. And it's the Lorac Pro. You can tell this one's been loved. It is a very beautiful palette, and I am so thankful to have it because these shadows are amazing. I love this palette. And then the last palette that I have in my collection is the Revealed palette from Coastal Scents. I really love this palette, but it's one of them where I tried to pan it from brand new. And I got aggravated with it after I had it for a while because I felt like I couldn't do as many eyeshadow different looks that I wanted to do with all the shades. So I kind of got aggravated with it and just put it to the side. But I got rid of all the other Revealed palettes. Nothing against them. It's just I didn't reach for them. So I figured since I tried to pan this one that I would try to rotate it back in my palette rotation and try to show some more love to it. So as you can tell, I did hit pan on 4 shadows in here, and I really do love this palette. It's just one of them I have to kind of like work myself back to getting into because I kind of burnt myself out on it. But the colors are beautiful. Those 3 are my favorite shades out of this whole thing, and they're very pigmented, like they really are. That's absolutely gorgeous. And this palette, I think I think I got it for like 20 bucks on their website. It's a really nice palette. It's just one I have to kind of like work myself back into because it's been a while. So I just want to get on here. I wanted to share my different palettes that I have in my collection since I did do a declutter like early in the spring. And I cleaned out like 27 palettes. So that was big, and they went to a good home, and I had to definitely clean out some of these palettes because it was getting overwhelming, and I felt overwhelmed about it. So I wanted to get on here. I wanted to share my updated eyeshadow palette collection, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And comment down below if you have any of these palettes, and if you enjoy them or if you don't like them. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.